Hello people, this is Ayana from Cattopia Foster Kittens coming to you today. I have tried to go live several times now, and for some reason my the reception in this room back here is not very good looking. So oh, you got pooped on by somebody. So I decided to make a video just showing how I care for the little kittens, and we got new little babies in yesterday. So yesterday was a busy day. Like, I just kept getting texts from the lady who runs the rescue that I volunteer for. Like, you want another bottle baby? You want another bottle baby? You want another one? And as you know, if you've been following us, we had the 4 and we lost 3. So we still have 1, Skylar, the Breaking Bad kitty. And yesterday we got this kitty, who we have kept with the Breaking Bad theme. So this is June. June was Jesse's girlfriend's name. I mean, Jane. Jane is her name. And Jane has a bit of an upper respiratory infection. She's been sneezing. So we're gonna pee her here. And then there's Jane. Her eyes are not open. So I'm anticipating she's probably about 7 days old. Usually their eyes, I know Skylar's eyes started opening at 8 days. So I'm anticipating her eyes opening any day now. And because she's a little bit sneezy, I think she's a little congested. So she doesn't want to drink milk because I think that her nose is stuffy. So so when she drinks the milk, she feels like she can't breathe. So I just gave her a little bit of meds that I got earlier today. So I was gonna try to give them a little bit of milk. I'm a little bit ahead of schedule, their feeding schedule, but I wanted to get the amoxicillin in them ASAP. So this is Jane. And Jane is about 174 grams. Let's see. I did weigh Trout, so let's see. Let's see what she weighs now. She's still the same, about 174. She came in yesterday about 167, so she is growing. She's so cute. She's so cute. All right, let's put her back in here in my incubator that I got here. And it looks like I'm gonna have to change their pad. And so you got to be careful and watching, because you see little Skylar here going away. Looks like she pooped all over everybody. So let's just try to potty her real quick. See if there's any more. I was anticipating a poop explosion because she hadn't pooped in a couple of days. So I was gonna give her 1 more day before I tried to intervene. And she's good. Just a pee. Just a little bit of pee. There's Skylar. Say hi, Skylar. My lone kitty who did make it. And let's see, she is about 158. And let's give her a little bit of milk and see if she is hungry. Say, of course I am. Say, of course I'm hungry. So I'm feeding them about every 3 hours now. Okay, seriously. She likes to take breaks. So she takes a break and then she comes back. You see, she's still looking. She's rooting for milk. You see that? She's looking for more milk. So yeah, every 3 hours is what I'm feeding them, even though little Jane is probably a little bit younger than them. Her weight is on point for a 1 to 2 week old. So 3 to 4 hours is good for a 1 to 2 week old when they're in between 1 and 2 weeks, which I definitely think she is. Her eyeball's just a little goopy there. So, the other guys are definitely, eyes are open, so they're definitely more than 2 weeks old. Actually, Skylar turned 2 weeks old yesterday. Say yay, Sky. I'm a 2-week-old baby. So, I do burp them a little bit. Sometimes they burp, sometimes they don't. And I either do it this way or I do it on my shirt like this. I lean back and burp them like that. No burps. Yeah, I didn't think they were really super hungry because they just ate about 2 hours ago. So, like I said, I just woke them up to get the amoxicillin in. So, give her a little brush, a little toothbrush. It's a soft toothbrush that I bought with the specific purpose of brushing kitties. This mimics the brushing or the licking of the mom. And a lot of times if you have a fussy kitten that doesn't want to eat well, if you get them out and let them settle down a bit and start brushing them, like very vigorously, and then come back and try it again, they'll eat. For some reason it just stimulates the whole mom thing, and so they'll start eating after that. What you looking for? Are you looking for more milk? Here, a little bit more. You want to try more? Yep, she said I'll try a little bit more. A little bit more. She likes to drink fast and she gets a little choked, so she likes to drink in a little bit of smaller doses, which I don't mind because kittens do not have a gag reflex. So if the milk goes down too fast or down the wrong way, it can be dangerous to them because they can aspirate, and you'll know that because the milk will start coming out of their nose, and that's generally never a good thing because that milk going down into their lungs, if it gets into their lungs, it can cause pneumonia. And from what the vet told me, once that milk gets in there, the proteins from the milk can start to harden in their lungs. And she's gonna have to get a bath today. She's got some peely skin going on here and some poopy butt going on here. So she's gonna have to get a bath today. And then we got Mr. Trout, who wants to lay right under the humidity pipe, which leaks water from time to time, so I don't like that. To figure that piece out. And this is Mr. Trout, aka Mike Trout. That's Mr. Trout. I got him yesterday from a guy who found 3 kitties, and he thought 3 was just a bit much. He was planning on keeping 2, and so I took little Trout here. So we kept with the Breaking Bad names, just even though we lost the other 3. He already drank his milk. He's the biggest of all 3. As you can see, this big old belly that he has, that little big belly. He's at 197 grams. So Skylar's the smallest at 158. And he is the biggest. Let's get a little brush. You want some brush? He already ate. So I have a little workstation set up here. As you can see, I have paper towel, which I'm gonna actually cut this in half when I start a new roll because I don't need a whole sheet. A half a sheet is just fine. My little station here is actually a heating pad. If you can see that, it's a heating pad that stays on It will stay on until you turn it off. And then a blanket on top or a towel on top. So that way when I move them from here to here, it's warm and it's not like a drastic temperature change. Also, the room in this room is the warmest room in the house, or one of the warmest rooms in the house, and I actually close the vents a little bit too, so that way the incubator doesn't have to work as hard to keep the temperature the way it is. Right now I have it set to 89, but there's a bit of temperature discrepancy. So the back of the incubator is showing at 88.7. Newborn kittens, newborn to 1 week old, should be at 90 degrees. That's pretty warm. So the kittens I lost in the past, I think part of the reason why was because I did not have it warm enough, and I was keeping them in my bedroom next to my side of the bed, and our bedroom is actually the coldest room. So they have to be really, really warm. And so any small issue that they already have going on, not being able to keep them warm will just exacerbate the whole thing. And like I said before, if a kitten is too cold, they won't suck. And their gut will shut down. So you can't feed a cold kitten at all. You'll end up aspirating them, and they'll end up getting pneumonia and they'll die anyway. So I'm pretty pleased with my new and improved setup with the incubator. Thank the angel for having this incubator and being able to save more kittens. This incubator also provides humidity. So you can't heat a 90-degree environment without some humidity. They will dehydrate. So I do have the humidity on at 50%. Right now it's about 48%, which is okay. It fluctuates back and forth. One thing I did learn is that I did not use tap water, straight tap water. I boiled the tap water. I used distilled water the first time, and then I boiled water the next time because the humidifier uses a lot of water. The tank uses a lot of water. On the big fancy incubator that you see, there's a tube you can just stick right down inside of the jug of water, and it'll just take it there. But this one's not like that. It actually has like a pump unit, kind of like a humidifier you would have in a bedroom. It actually has that. So you have to add the water into the tank. But it is not wise to even use boiled water. I would just use distilled water. The reason why is that our water here is very hard, has a lot of mineralization in it. So I noticed that this has turned like a white color, and inside the machine it turned like a white color, and I think that's from like the salts. This water is very hard. There's a lot of salt minerals in this water. So I am going to actually take out that water and switch it with the distilled water. I went and got more distilled water. Look at him. Look at him. Are you looking? Oh, what's your magic baby? So I'll put him back in so he can go back to bed. So it feels a little cool in there, but I think it's okay for them. It's at 89. So after as they get older, their body temperature starts to increase naturally. Once they get to about 3 to 4 weeks, they can start to regulate their own body temperature. So from 1 to 2 weeks, or after 2 weeks, you can start to I'm sorry, not 1 to 2 weeks. So after 2 weeks, you can bring the temperature down a little bit to about 88 degrees. And then on the 3rd week, you can bring it down to 87 degrees. And then the 4th week, it can be 70 to 75 degrees, you know, according to the Kitten Lady's book, because that's what I use as a reference for a lot of things. I think I want to save this box. So yeah, so that's that. And so probably at between 3.5 and 4 weeks, I probably will remove them from here and just transfer them like to like a little nest that I will make with the actual heating pad in there so they can get on and off. So yeah. Let's see, other things that I have that are essential to caring for a tiny kitten is a roll of toilet paper. You can also use Kleenex. I just find that Kleenex can be an expensive thing to use. We buy toilet paper in bulk at Costco, so I went from Kleenex to toilet paper. I was using Kleenex at first. I started using toilet paper. Baby wipes. I get these at Costco as well. These are extra soft and they are fragrance free. You know, they're the free kind of with no stuff on it except for the kitten. So this is the second pack I went through in the last couple of weeks. You can use a bottle. This little nipple is called the Miracle Nipple. It's a special nipple. It does not come with this bottle. This bottle comes with the regular like baby looking kind of nipple. This nipple you can order online at Amazon or LifelineSupply.com where I got LifelinePetSupplies.com where I got this, and you can also order at MiracleNipple.com. So they have their own website. So but it's made to mimic the mom's nipple, and it has this little piece where they can put their feet on there and knead because it makes them feel more comfortable, and the hole's already there so you don't have to cut a hole in the nipple. The bottles I just buy, you can buy these bottles at your local pet store. I have tons of these bottles. I use the bottles after a while, after I know that they're eating really well. But when they first start eating, I use a syringe. Here's a syringe that I use. This is a 1 ml syringe. I don't use this size syringe. I don't have one of the bigger syringes over here. But I will use this, an actual syringe. Let's see if there's, here's one. So here's a syringe. This is a 6 ml syringe. So when they're little, they should be drinking between 2 to 6 mLs. So sometimes I don't limit it to 2. So like what I'll do is I pull the milk up in here to 6, and I let them drink as much as they want. I know sometimes people pull just 2 mLs and then let them drink that, and if they're still hungry, you lose that momentum with them already sucking. And sometimes when you break the suction and try to go back, they don't want it anymore. So I fill it to the max and then let them drink as much as they want and then put the rest back. What else? I use NutriCal. This is a high nutrition for kittens. I use a very small amount. It does support a healthy appetite. It has a lot of vitamins and minerals. When I have picky kittens that are not really latching on or catching it, I'll give them a little bit of this a couple of times, and then they will catch on. Yeah. So that's just a supplement. It's not a medication, it's a supplement. I won't share any medication type of things because sometimes when you work with a rescue, I don't want my rescue to be liable for someone saying, or me to be liable for saying, oh, I tried that and this shit didn't work. Oops, you know, it didn't work. So that's that. I also have a scale here. Let's see if I can show you the scale. Here's my scale. I put this little box here. I have a little bowl as well that I use on here with a little towel, but it's just a regular food kitchen scale. You want to measure your kitten every time that you feed them because you want to make sure they are gaining weight. I measure them in grams initially. I hardly ever use ounces. Once they get to a pound, then I'll start measuring them in pounds. But when they're really tiny, I measure them in grams because grams is the smallest unit where you can see the fluctuation, the change. Now, I don't get caught up on how many grams they're gaining every single feeding. However, I do want the weight to be going up and not back, and not down. So, because going down could mean trouble. And that's exactly what happened to Skylar's siblings. It was, they were at like 93 grams, 111 grams, and 94 grams. Holly and Jesse was at 93 grams and 94 grams at 2:15 in the morning. And then by the time we came back for that 4:15 feeding, they were at 88 grams. So they had slid a significant amount of grams. Skylar only slid 1 gram that day. And then she ended up sliding all the way from 111 down to 103 at about, I think that's 11:37 in the afternoon. And so then from there, she started to pick back up. So she went down quite a bit of grams too. So yeah, I have a notebook here with a pen, and I write their names and I write the number of grams. Yeah, 88 grams was even less than the number of grams that they were when I first got them on July 18th. So them going down that far was a bad sign, and I knew that it was really nothing that I could do. What else? I think that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Oh, I have a flea comb and a little container here with soapy water. When I got the little kittens yesterday, I always comb them for fleas. When the fleas get hooked inside this little teeth, I just pull them out and put them in the soapy water so that they can die and go to flea heaven, because we do not want them. Fleas can be very dangerous to kittens. They can actually suck their blood dry. They can be very anemic. These kittens thankfully didn't have a lot of fleas on them. I've seen kittens that were covered in fleas, looks like sesame seeds, and it's gross. So that's that. Oh, and I also have a light here, as you can see, shining on me. This light is very warm. So oh, see, I just got another message about another bottle baby that I said I would take yesterday. So this light is very warm. So in addition to this light is warm. So I keep this situation warm so that they come from here. It's not a drastic change. So I gotta go, because I did tell her that I was taking one more kitten. So I will show you that kitten when I come back on, hopefully, in another video. So maybe I can try to do these every couple of days. I don't know. We'll see. I just wanted to update everybody, and I don't like typing it out all the time. So we'll keep the video to under 30 minutes because I don't think anybody wants to sit and watch 30 minutes of video, me talking about kittens. But I'll catch you on the next one, and maybe I'll pop in and do a few more feedings. And I got some more stuff I forgot to tell you about, but I'll show that stuff on the next one. So let me answer her about this kitten, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.